Welcome back to the class, my dear students. So far we have learned about projection of a vector, which means that if we are provided with any directed line and a vector A like this, and theta is the angle between the line and the vector, then we can say that the projection of the vector is nothing but the vector projected onto the directed line, as well as it has a magnitude called mod A cos theta. This was our last class. So in this section we are going to show an important remark. Suppose that our vector A is nothing but a1 I cap plus a2 j cap plus a3 k cap. Suppose that this is our vector. Now we know that cos alpha is a direction cosine, where alpha is the angle made by the vector with respect to the x-axis, is nothing but a1 divided by mod A. If you don't know this, go back to the class which we discussed about direction cosines. We define cos alpha as a1 by mod A, and cos beta is equal to a2 by mod A, and cos gamma is nothing but a3 by mod A. Now you can easily see that a1 is nothing but mod A cos alpha, a2 is nothing but mod A cos beta, and a3 is nothing but mod A cos gamma, isn't it? Now observe that alpha is the angle made by the vector with respect to the x-axis. Also note that x-axis is a directed line. So mod A cos alpha is nothing but the projection of the vector to the x-axis, right? And it is nothing but a1. Similarly, mod A cos beta is nothing but the projection of the vector to the y-axis, and it is nothing but a2. And mod A cos gamma is nothing but the projection of the vector to the z-axis, and it is nothing but a3. So we can define, whenever we are given with a vector in the component form, a1 is nothing but the projection of the vector to the x-axis, a2 is nothing but the projection of the vector to the y-axis, and a3 is nothing but the projection of the vector to the z-axis. Now we shall move to some examples or problems dealing with this. Just have a look at it. Now we shall discuss example 13 of your NCERT textbook. Find the angle between two vectors A and B, vector A and vector B, with magnitudes 1 and 2 respectively, and when A dot B is equal to 1. So we are given with two vectors, mod vector A and vector B, and it is given that mod vector A is nothing but 1 and modulus of vector B is nothing but 2. Also given that vector A dot vector B is nothing but 1. Hence we are asked to find the angle between vector A and vector B. We know that cos theta is nothing but A dot B divided by mod A into mod B, which is the definition of the dot product of two vectors. So we have theta is nothing but, we are asked to find the angle between the two vectors, which is theta, is nothing but cos inverse of vector A dot vector B divided by modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B, which is equal to cos inverse of A dot B is nothing but 1. So 1 divided by modulus of A is equal to 1 and modulus of B is nothing but 2. So 1 into 2. So cos inverse of 1 by 2, which is nothing but pi by 3. So the angle between A and B is nothing but pi by 3, or we can say it is in the degree form 60 degree. So this is the angle between the two vectors. Now we shall move to example 14. Find the angle theta between the vectors. Vector A is equal to I cap plus j cap minus k cap, and vector B is equal to I cap minus j cap plus k cap. So we are asked to find the angle between these two vectors. So we know that the angle between these two vectors, any two vectors, is nothing but vector A dot vector B divided by modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B, which is evident from the definition of the dot product, right? Now we can find A dot B. Yesterday we proved that whenever we are given with two vectors in the dot product form, we can easily, in the component form, we can easily find the dot product of those two vectors just by multiplying the respective components and finding the respective sum, right? So we can find A dot B as 1 into 1 is nothing but 1 plus 1 into minus 1 is nothing but minus 1. Minus 1 into 1 is nothing but minus 1 whole divided by mod A into mod B. What is mod A? It is equal to, mod A is equal to square root of 1 plus 1 plus 1. It is nothing but 3. And mod B is nothing but square root of 1 plus 1 plus 1 is again 3. So we have it is equal to root 3 into root 3, right? Now 1 and minus 1 cancel, so the answer is minus 1 by 3. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. So theta is nothing but cos inverse. I just missed it. Cos inverse of this. So cos inverse of this. So the final answer will be cos inverse of minus 1 by 3. So theta is nothing but cos inverse of minus 1 by 3. Always note that we have the definition as cos theta is equal to vector A dot vector B divided by mod A mod B. So from this definition we have theta is equal to cos inverse of vector A dot vector B divided by mod A mod B. Never miss this cos inverse as I have done. So we shall move to the next example. Now we shall move to the example number 15. Example number 15 is that if A is equal to 5i cap minus j cap minus 3k cap and B is equal to I cap plus 3j cap minus 5k cap, we have to show that the vectors A plus B and the vector A minus B are mutually perpendicular. So that we have to show that these two vectors are perpendicular vectors. Yesterday we learnt that whenever two vectors A and B are given, A dot B equal to 0 if and only if theta is equal to 90 degree or they are perpendicular, right? So in order to show that these two vectors are perpendicular, it is enough for us to show that the dot product of these two vectors are 0. Okay, now how we can find it out? First of all, we have to find vector A plus vector B, right? 5 plus 1 is nothing but 6i cap, minus 1 plus 3 is nothing but plus 2j cap, minus 3 minus 5k cap is nothing but minus 8k cap. This is A plus B. Now vector A minus vector B is nothing but 5 minus 1 is equal to 4i cap, minus 1 minus 3 is equal to minus 4j cap, minus 3 minus 5, minus 3 plus 5 is equal to plus 2k cap. Now we are going to find the dot product. That is, we are going to find vector A plus B dot vector A minus B. How we can evaluate this? Yesterday we learned that the dot product of two vectors can be evaluated by just finding the sum of the respective product. Okay, so we have to find 5 into 1 first. Sorry, not 5 into 1. A plus B dot A minus B. A plus B is nothing but this. So 6 into 4 equal to 24 minus 2 into 4 equal to minus 8 minus 8 into 2 equal to nothing but minus 16 equal to 24 minus 24 equal to 0. See, the dot product of these two vectors resulted in 0, which means that these two vectors are nothing but perpendicular vectors. This was our question. Now we shall move to the next question. Example 16 of your textbook. The question is, find the projection of the vector 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 2k cap on the vector B is equal to I cap plus 2j cap plus k cap. Yesterday we learned that whenever we are asked to find the projection of a vector on another vector B bar, the projection is nothing but vector A bar into B cap. The projection of the vector A on other vector B is nothing but vector A into B cap. This was our yesterday's result. If you forget this, just go back to the previous video. there we have proved this result. Okay, now we shall evaluate this, that is vector A bar into B cap is nothing but vector B bar divided by mod B. This was our earlier result, right? Therefore, it is equal to A bar dot B bar whole divided by mod B, right? Now we are going to find A bar dot B bar. It is equal to 2 into 1 is nothing but 2. 3 into 2 is nothing but plus 6 plus 2 into 1 is again 2 divided by mod B bar is nothing but square root over 1 square equal to 1 plus 2 square equal to 4 plus 1 square equal to again 1, which is equal to 2 plus 6 8, 8 plus 2 10, 10 divided by root 6. So this is the projection of the vector. Now we shall move to example 17. Find the vector, find modulus of A minus B if two vectors A and B are such that mod A is equal to 2 and mod B is equal to 3 and vector A dot vector B is nothing but 4. See, here we are asked to find mod A minus mod B, right? So we are asked to find mod A minus mod B. We know that mod A square is nothing but A dot A. This is our yesterday's result. Since the angle between them is 0, cos 0 is 1, so we get this right. Now, using this result, we have modulus of the vector A minus B whole square is nothing but mod A minus B dot, A minus B dot A minus B, right? Now, we can open this brackets. So, we have A dot A minus B dot A minus A dot B into, minus plus B dot B. We opened the bracket just in the case of arithmetic operations, right? Now, A dot A is nothing but mod A square minus B dot A and A dot B are the same number, so we have it is minus 2 into A dot B because they are same, since dot product satisfies commutativity. Commutativity means A dot B is nothing but B dot A. So we can write this plus it is nothing but mod B square. Now mod A square is nothing but 4, which is given, minus 2 into A dot B is equal to 2 into 4 plus mod B square is nothing but 9. Okay, it is equal to 4 minus 8 plus 9. It is equal to 4 minus 8 is nothing but minus 4 plus 9. It is equal to 5. So modulus of A minus B the whole square equal to 5. So we have vector A minus vector B's modulus equal to nothing but root 5. So simple. So we used this result. This result is very important. So you understood the importance of each and every result we proved yesterday. So by heart them well and apply those results in problems like this. Now we shall move to the next example. Now we shall move to example 18, and 18 states that if A is a unit vector and x minus A bar dot x plus A bar equal to 8, find mod x bar. So this is our question. So we are given with a bracket, so we shall easily open that at first. X bar dot x bar minus A bar dot x bar plus x bar dot A bar minus A bar dot A bar. This is the expansion of this bracket. So A bar dot minus A bar dot x bar and plus A bar dot x bar got cancels. So this is equal to 8 by the question. It implies x bar dot x bar is nothing but mod x square minus A bar dot A bar is equal to mod A square equal to 8. It implies mod x square minus A bar is a unit vector. So simply we have this equal to 1 equal to 8. So which implies mod x square equal to 9. It implies mod x is equal to root of 9 equal to 3. Actually root of 9 is plus or minus 3, but mod x is the magnitude of a vector and it is a distance. So it can take only positive value. So we shall move to the next example. Example 19 is a proof For any two vectors A and B, we have to prove that mod of A dot B less than or equal to mod A dot mod B. This is the required proof for any two vectors. First of all, observe that if vector A equal to 0 equal to vector B, it satisfies 0 dot 0, modulus value equal to 0. Mod 0 into mod 0 is again 0, so 0 is equal to 0. So the less than or equal to sign valid. So whenever the vector A equal to vector B equal to 0, the result is true. It is trivial, no need for proof. Now suppose that vector A not equal to 0 and vector B not equal to 0. What happens then? We know the definition of dot product of two vectors as vector A dot B is equal to modulus of A into modulus of B into cos theta. From this we have vector A dot vector B divided by modulus of the vector A into modulus of the vector B is equal to cos theta, right? Now we are taking absolute value of right hand side as well as left hand side. This is a real number, so we don't need to take absolute value. This is already an absolute value, so it will become modulus of A dot B divided by mod A mod B less than or equal to modulus of cos theta. See, modulus of cos theta, the maximum value for cos theta is 1, right? So modulus of cos theta is always less than or equal to 1. So taking this and this into consideration, we have modulus of A dot B divided by modulus of A into modulus of B less than or equal to 1, which implies that modulus of A dot B less than or equal to mod A into mod B. Modulus of A dot B less than or equal to mod A into mod B. This was our required result. So I hope you understood this result very well. Next we are going to solve example 20. Example 20 states that for any two vectors A and B, we always have A plus B mod A plus B less than or equal to mod A plus mod B. We have to prove this result. First of all, we are considering mod A plus B the whole square, just for the easiness of our proof. Just remember this proof very carefully. It is equal to mod A plus B dot A plus B. We know this by the definition of our dot product from the proof of our dot product. So now we can open this bracket. So it will become A dot A plus B dot A plus A dot B plus B dot B. Now A dot A is nothing but mod A square plus B dot A and A dot B are the same, so we have 2A dot B plus mod B square. Now we know that A dot B is always less than mod A dot B. See, A dot B will be always less than or equal to mod A dot B, because this value can either be negative or be positive, but this is the positive value of all the possible values of A dot B. So always, if it is minus 2, modulus of this will be 2. If it is 2 itself, the modulus again will be 2. So whatever be the value of A dot B, modulus of A dot B will be the maximum possible value of A dot B. Remember that. So we can have less than or equal to mod A square plus 2 into, instead of A dot B we are substituting mod A dot B. That's why we put less than or equal to plus mod B square. Now by the previous problem we have mod A dot B less than or equal to mod A dot mod B. This was our previous example. Remember that. Again we can substitute that. It is equal to mod A square plus 2 into mod A dot mod B plus mod B square, right? See, this is nothing but mod A plus mod B the whole square. We know that A plus B the whole square is nothing but A square plus 2AB plus B square. So by that we have this as mod A plus mod B the whole square, right? See, so we have mod A plus B the whole square is less than or equal to mod A plus mod B the whole square. Taking square root on both sides, this will become mod A plus B less than or equal to mod A plus mod B. So simple. So this was our required proof. Again, see that if this is vector A and this is vector B, then A plus B is nothing but the hypotenuse or the longest side of these two vectors, right? See, this is also a relation between A plus B and A and B. That is the sides of a triangle. So again we call this result as triangular inequality, because these three vectors are nothing but the sides of a single triangle. That's why we call that as triangular inequality. Now we shall move to the next example. Now we shall move to the last example of this section, and the question is that show that the points A is equal to minus 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 5k cap, B is equal to I cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap, and C is equal to 7i cap minus k cap are collinear vectors. This is our question. So how we can prove these 3 points are collinear? Suppose that we have a line and 3 points like this, A, B and C. These 3 vectors are collinear because AB is this distance, BC is this distance, and this is equal to AC. AB plus BC equal to AC. So if we can prove that AB plus BC is equal to AC, then we can say that these 3 vectors are nothing but collinear vectors. So in order to have correction or accuracy in our calculation, we are making a small change here, 0j cap minus k cap. Actually we are provided 7i cap minus k cap. We added just a 0j cap in order to avoid errors during calculation. Now we shall find the 3 quantities. First of all, we are going to find AB. AB is equal to, you know how to find AB now. AB is equal to, B is the terminal point, A is the initial point. So we have to subtract this component from this component, that is 1 minus minus 2 is equal to 3i cap, 2 minus 3 equal to minus j cap, 3 minus 5 equal to minus 2k cap. This is AB. Now BC is equal to, BC is, C is the terminal point, 7 minus I cap, 1 is equal to 6 I cap, 0 minus 2. If we forget to add this 0 j cap, you may have incorrect calculations or you may make errors. That's why we put 0 j cap here. So 0 minus 2 j cap is minus 2 j cap, minus 1 minus 3 minus 4 k cap. Now finally AC. Here C is the terminal point. So 7 minus minus 2 is nothing but 9 I cap. 0 minus 3 is nothing but minus 3 j cap. Minus 1 minus 5 is nothing but minus 6 k cap. So we obtained AB, BC and AC respectively. Right. Now we shall find the magnitude of AB, BC and AC. So look at here, if this is a line and this is the 3 points A, B and C, the distance between A and B and the distance between B and C should be added together to get the distance between A and C. Then only we can say that these 3 points are collinear. So first of all we found the vectors, then we have to find the distance from initial point to the terminal point, right? So modulus of AB is nothing but square root over 3 square 9 plus 1 square 1 plus 4 is equal to root 14, right? Now modulus of the vector BC is equal to square root over 6 square is 36 plus 4, 2 square is 4 plus 16. It is equal to 36 plus 4 is nothing but 40. 40 plus 16 is 56. See, here it can be written as root of 4 into 14, right? It is equal to 2 root 14. You know how we can obtain that. Now modulus of the vector AC is nothing but square root over 9 square is nothing but 81 plus 3 square is nothing but 9 plus 36. It is equal to 3 root 14. So we obtained that AB is equal to root 14, BC is equal to 2 root 14 and AC equal to 3 root 14. So it is evident that AB plus BC is equal to root 14 plus 2 root 14 is equal to 3 root 14 equal to AC. See, we proved that these 3 points are collinear just by applying this result. Always remember to apply this result when such questions are asked in your exams. So I hope you understood these examples very well, and you can do problems using these concepts. If you have any doubt regarding these concepts, just comment it on the comment section or ask me personally. So have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next concept.